Hello again, Chase the Traveler. So, you want to become a Japanese citizen. You weren't born here. You don't have any Japanese relatives. Is it possible? Is it easy? Will you ever become a Japanese citizen? Well, you know something? It's possible. Foreigners from other countries have become Japanese citizens. Are they numerous? No. Do a lot of foreigners come over here expecting to get citizenship? No. Do a lot of foreigners who come to Japan want citizenship? I would say no. But it most certainly can happen. But it's also definitely not going to be very, very easy. I've known a few foreigners that have become Japanese. I wonder if I should become Japanese. Will it improve my life? Will things actually be better for me? Will anybody believe me? Honestly, I would say that becoming Japanese is actually very, 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 very difficult. Very few people can actually do it, and I'll give you an example. There are Chinese people, there are Korean people that have lived here for 3 generations. That's right, you heard me correctly. There are Chinese, there are Korean people that have lived here for 3 generations. They were born here. They probably never went to China. They probably never went to Korea. Until this day, they still do not have Japanese citizenship. That's how difficult it is. So that should give you an idea of the task ahead. Now, I'm not also saying that all these people actually want to become Japanese citizens. I'm also not saying that they don't. But the fact of the matter is that it's most certainly not easy. So, now there is a process after having lived in Japan for a certain number of years. If you go through that process, you can probably get Japanese citizenship. Now, I'm going to give you a general idea. I haven't gone through the process. I'm not planning on going through the process. But you have to have a certain basic knowledge of the Japanese language. You have to be able to speak it, I guess, write it to a certain degree in order to qualify. I mean, that's not the only qualification that you need, of course. You have to have shown that you've lived here for a number of years and that you're in good standing. And that helps with that process. You also have to show that you are working. Your company also has to provide some sort of reference. Providing the more references also helps out. You have to, actually it's better and it's a lot easier if you have a Japanese family member, including Japanese wife, Japanese husband, and they petition that they want you to become Japanese, and somehow it helps them out if you become Japanese. The process becomes a little easier. So I would say that if you want to become Japanese, that your chances are a little better if you have a Japanese relative. Now, I myself, I'm not sure that me changing my citizenship would actually benefit me. I'm not sure it would actually help me. I'm not sure that my life in Japan would actually change or improve based on the fact that I have a Japanese passport. If you come from a country that is unstable, and if you have a passport that doesn't allow you to travel to a lot of countries, then a Japanese passport might definitely be something that should interest you. But if you don't come from a country that is unstable, and your passport allows you to travel from most countries, allows you to travel to most countries, I would say that a Japanese passport is not something that you're going to find all that much different than your own passport. Yeah. Not only that, I think that you might even get a little bit more headaches, and you'll get a lot of smirks. I mean, unless you pull out your passport, Japanese people aren't going to believe that you're Japanese. And then even when you pull your passport out, they're like, "Oh, okay, well, he got it that way. Now I get it." So I'm not sure that that's really the passport that you want. But I guess if you are Asian and you look Japanese, I'm not talking about Southeast Asian. I'm talking about if you are Korean or Chinese and you have a Japanese name already, which most of the permanent resident Koreans and Chinese have like a Japanese name that they use. Then at that point in time, citizenship might help you a lot more than it would help someone like myself. And again, if you're coming from one of those countries where citizenship is where your security is at risk, where your country is unstable, where you cannot travel as much, then of course Japanese citizenship might be something that you might want. And I know a few people that are in that bracket, and I know a few foreigners that have gotten Japanese citizenship. So that might help you out. But I also know that once you have a Japanese passport and you don't look like you belong in Japan, when you're going through another country, the questions that you are going to be asked are definitely a little uncomfortable when you're at the airport. So, do you really want all of that? So, of course, I would say that it might be more of a headache, even though it is possible. Most certainly. It might definitely be more of a headache. So again, a lot of teeny boppers over here, so I'm just going to move along. A Japanese passport is something that, again, like I said, I'm not going to entertain it. I don't think that it's necessary for me, but it might be necessary for you, depending on where you come from and what you are doing. So, I would say that going to immigration and I would say that going to immigration to apply for the passport is definitely, I would say for me, a little embarrassing. Because, like I said, it's not like living in America where you know that there are a lot of people that don't look like the typical American can also be American. People just don't expect that with Japan. So when you see somebody that doesn't look Japanese, with the Japanese passport, it's sometimes a little weird, strange. Some people might think you have a fake passport, even though you don't. And when the Japanese talk about a person who naturalized,
thank you very much for shopping with us today. This is a message for all shoppers.
they often say that he naturalized or he's a naturalized Japanese citizen. So you are never thought of as someone who is a normal Japanese person. They often say, well, he naturalized, kikashita. And I'm not sure that, if I get citizenship, and they always refer to me as somebody who naturalized, if I would like that. So most certainly, if you go to Europe or most places in Europe, and you become a citizen of that country, I think it's a little more natural than if you come to Japan and you become a citizen of Japan. Even though definitely it's possible, but it's not easy. So is it really worth it? I don't know. It's really up to you whether it's worth it or not. I myself, I'm not sure it is. But there are a lot of people out there that I would say from developing countries or third world countries that would like to do that. That would like to, I would say, naturalize. So, I'm not sure if I should or I'm not sure if I shouldn't. But I probably won't. I haven't really thought about it. But I do know of people who have. I do know of people who have naturalized. But it's usually because their country isn't what their country's supposed to be like. I think it's time for lunch. I'm not sure what I should be getting. I think I'm going to pass on that. It's a little bit expensive. You know, this is my kind of food right there. Meat. I mean, this is about $11. $11. Now that's about $3.50. Now that right there is about maybe $14, $15. But anyway, I don't think I'll be eating here today. But so yeah, so Japanese citizenship again can be good and bad. I don't think that you're going to get any kind of special treatment in Japan because you, a foreigner from a different country who wasn't born here, didn't live here for the first 20 years, 18 years, or 25 years of your life, all of a sudden you become a Japanese citizen, and all of a sudden you're going to come here and you're going to be treated like a typical Japanese person just because you tell them that now you are Japanese. No, that is not going to happen. I guarantee you that will not happen. But there are perks. It's almost Christmas time. There are definitely perks. You know, the good thing I like about Japan is you can always see what you're about to eat in most places. And the food is pretty much like 10, 15 bucks. Now look at this set right here. It's about around $10. Now this isn't like a high-end department store, it's like about average. And the prices aren't like super, super high, but they're like a little high. But either way, like I said, Japanese citizenship is worth it for some people, but definitely not for everybody. And that's why I never ever entertained it. And I don't think that I will get it. And I don't think that a lot of foreigners who come from different countries are actually thinking of getting it, because I'm not sure that their life will actually change that much. So most foreigners don't end up getting Japanese citizenship. Most of them end up getting permanent residency. I also don't think that a majority of foreigners actually want to get Japanese citizenship. But most foreigners, after living here for a while, definitely want to get Japanese permanent residency because it's useful, especially if you live here. You don't really have to go to immigration as often, and that's definitely a good thing. You know, I still don't know why kids in Japan like these little, these turning things where you get like a prize. I still don't get it. Well, I'm not at the age where I should get it, and I guess if I did like that, then something would be wrong with me. So I don't know, drop me a line. Do you think that my life would improve if I got Japanese permanent resident? Blah, 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 blah. I already have that. Do you think my life would improve if I got Japanese citizenship? Do you think that things would be better for me? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't see what the advantage would be. But some people do see an advantage. Some people do see a benefit. Anyway, Chase the Traveler, coming to you with the new episode on Japanese citizenship, how to get it, what the benefits are, if there are any benefits. Bye. See you next time.